right click, new folder. Then I'll give the folder a name. What is the name of this folder? I'll call it BEG. That's for beginners. That's the folder. Then I can click on it and select the folder. This is a folder we're using before now. It's called calculator folder. It has some files on it. Similarly, I've left my meter. Tell me his battery died. So you can see now that our folder is open. So what we need to do now is to create a file. You can just click on this button here. You have created a new file. This file can be called whatever name your website is. This file can be called whatever name your file is. So you can name this file index.html. Index is the first page that you view on the internet.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, Munachi, welcome.
Okay.
All right. So pay attention. All right, so I just created an HTML file. This is the HTML file.
Okay, it's here now.
All right, thank you. Thank you. So this is index.html. When you open a website and you go to, like, let's say you go to a website like CNN.com, the first site you will meet, once you type CNN.com, the first page you will meet is called index.html page. It is the primary page for every website. So whenever you are creating a website,
this song is about someone that I know.
all right, so the first page you will see for any website is called the index.html page. So the first thing you want to do is to do the normal thing which we do. Please, whenever you open HTML, cut it down. This way VS Code is good. It will close it for you. You can see HTML opened, HTML closed.
Closed.
Yes. Body open. You can see close.
Inspector David.
Yes.
But during my class, you said, you not said, once you have opened HTML and this and body, once you're done typing what you want to type, at the end you will not do close on body and close HTML.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. So I've closed body and close it. Even if you don't type anything, you can first of all close it like this and push it down so that you have enough space here to type. Okay, because the body is where you do all your typing. Okay.
No, you're not pretty enough. Period.
So
All
are you
right.
teaching us? Are you teaching?
You said?
Are you teaching us JavaScript?
No, I'm teaching. Similarly, there's something I need you to know in this in this class, and that thing is called navigation bar. I want you to know how to create a navigation bar.
Okay, sir.
Yes. So Let me give you an example of what we are trying to create. So let's go to the internet. Let me share my screen. Take you to the internet.
I said, wash my carpet all over, no spaces. Wash my carpet.
Excuse me.
Yes, I can hear you. So this is a navigation bar.
It's Uncle David.
Yes,
Is this you?
yes, it's me.
Okay, yes, yes.
I'll tell you when next to call my name or ask question. I'm coming. So this is a navigation bar. You have a logo by the left-hand side. Then you have two buttons on the right, which are menus. Let me open another website. So this is CNN website. You can see another one. Okay. If you go to my YouTube channel, I have designed this already and I gave it out to my students. I did the class. I taught them how to create this. So this is what I want to create for you guys to learn how to create a navigation bar. So I've given you what to do and you've done partial work. I've taught you and I've showed you everything you need to know. If you have not practiced, it means that you are piling more work on ground. Try as much as possible to finish other things because now, when I start inserting images like this, you won't be asking me questions. How did you insert this image? How did you put this one here? How did you do this? So we're doing the project little by little as I'm giving you. Learn how to insert image, learn how to put the text all over your image, at the top, below, all those little things. Know them. Because at the tail end of it, you are going to build a website like this. You will create a navigation bar. You will create a heading with each one like this. Then you will create a column like this, 1, 2, and 3, which has to do with table rows and table column, which I'm supposed to put you guys through today. Then inside one of the table column, you put image before the text. You put image, img, h1 text, img, h1 text, h2 text, h2 text, h2 text, h2 text, or p. All right, but let's talk about this guy. You see there's a black line, black box behind it from the beginning to the end. To create a box, you use a div to create a box. All right. So let me begin with the div. There's another tag you can use, but let me begin with the div. So what I'm going to do is I'll go back to my code. Then I'll open that tag. This box, this is a box. This is that black long box you see on the screen. This is that black box you are saying there that is stretching from the beginning of the page to the end of the page. Okay? All right. Thank you. I've gotten your message. So now, remember, let's go back to the...
Sir.
Yes. Just send me a message. I've seen your message. I got your message, Monachi. You can send me a message like that. I'll prefer it. So,
Sir.
I've heard you. You are asking question. You want to ask question, right?
Yes.
Just type it. Type it by the side. I'll reply. Okay? I'll reply. So you can see now that first we have an image here. This is an image. IMG. This is another image. These ones are text. They are called anchor text, or you can use button to represent them. This one here is a button. If you know how to use button, you're good to go. So let's go back and see how we can work on this. So now when you have so many things in your box, you can cut the box like this, bring it down. And it is still the same thing. Whether it is by the side or at the bottom, it's still the same box. All right, so all you have to do is to impute all the things you want to do inside. So I want you to know that a div is like a p tag. Div is like a p tag, so you can type things inside your p tag like this. Okay, but when you create a div, what div does is that it helps you to group so many tags in a tag. So in a nutshell, I can put h1 tag inside this tag like this. Then I can put h2 tag inside it like this. And I can put p tag inside it like this. And I can put img tag
I
inside.
don't get everything you just did.
Okay, I'm coming. Okay, I'll come back to it so that you understand. Okay, so let me go back to CNN, because if you don't understand this point, I can't move forward. Do you remember that div tag that I created in the code?
It's Dr. David.
Yes, I'm talking to you.
I don't understand that.
Div tag.
Yes.
That's what I'm explaining. I'm asking you. I said the div tag that I type. Are you listening?
Yes.
It helps you to draw a box, a very long box, like this black box that you see from here to this end here. That's what the div tag does for you. Can you create this black box that is flowing from here to the end? Can you create it?
I think so.
What will you use to create the box? What would you use to create that box?
A div.
A div.
A div.
Div. It is called, it's short form for divide, division box. Every time you create a div box, another one comes under again. If you create another div under the div, another box comes underneath again, just like this. So you see each of these ones that you see here, each of them, they are like division boxes, one by one. Div 1, div 2, div 3, div 4, div 5. This one is a div, and this one is a div. So the purpose of a div is so that you can put so many text and elements and h1 inside the image, put them together and group them as one. So if you look at this, website, look at this website. Can you see this image here? You can see this image, right? Respond. Can you hear me?
Yes.
And you can see this text here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You see another image by the side here. You see another text by the side, right?
Yeah.
You see another image. You see another text by the side, right?
Yeah.
Good. Can you know that all these image and text, as you're looking at them, they are in the center of the page, and it's not flowing to this side, and it's not flowing to this side. Are you aware?
No.
This div, this box, this image and this text, is it sitting on this position?
No.
Is it sitting on this position?
No.
That means there is a box that is surrounding it. There is a box that is wrapping everything there. So let me zoom out so that you see. Because I'm answering questions for everybody. From here to here, now, all of them, everything you see here is inside a div. If you want to create lots of image with text that are bound together and they will group as one, open a div tag and then type all these things inside, then close the div tag as if it's a body tag on its own. Div is like a body inside body, body inside body, body inside body. So a div helps you to create content.
Mr. David,
Yes.
please excuse me.
Go ahead, ask your question.
Okay, don't worry, I've learned my mistakes.
All right, let me create a div. So you see what a div actually looks like. Similarly, I've left my class. So this is a div. Watch. This is another div again. And this is another div.
Is it not best to just answer
Yes.
to save time? I just duplicate it.
Yes. To save time, we could have duplicated it. But I'm just showing you that this is a box. This is another box. And this is another box. So whatever you do in this box doesn't affect this box. They are all separated. Remember, we can also include our style tag here. We're gonna include a style tag here. So to use this style tag, whatever tag you create here, you give it an ID. So this div needs a name called div1. So we create a box and we give it a name, div1. So we've given birth to a child and the child has a name. Remember, we take the child to school by using the name. This is style. Style is like a school where you give some beauty and other decoration to the child as he's arriving in school. So div1. Remember, you open curly brace and you close curly brace like this. So to add some style, you just do like this. So div1 is a box. The beautiful thing here is that you can add a background color to this div1 background color. The background color you saw there is black. So let's give it black. This is the div we're working on. So let me delete the other div for now. I don't need them. But we need to create another div. I'll show you. So we have one div. We gave it an ID of div1. We took it to style, gave it the background color of black. Now we can type whatever. We can use any tag inside a div.
My coding.
Right? We can use any tag inside a div. So H1, we can call this menu. Then we save it.
Leave it now.
So let's right click it, go back to our browser to check what it looks like. So if we go to our browser, congratulations, you have created your own black box.
Yay.
So this is a div. Just give it an ID, give it background color. You've created your now. But you see, we have a text here that's supposed to show menu because we actually typed menu inside it. Let me go back. Look at it here. Menu. It's H1 menu. But the color is black by default. It's usually black. Yes.
Mr. David,
Go ahead.
I don't get.
You don't get.
Yes.
What is this you don't get?
Please, can you start from the body parts?
Okay. In that case, you will watch the video again. Just pause. once I'm done, I'll send the video to you, to your mom's phone, the link. I'll upload it, send it so that you can watch the video. Okay? Because the Zoom is taking time and the time is counting. All right? Just continue from where I am now and follow up. This text is not showing on our div because our div ID color is black by default. So let's make this text to become white. Because this H1 is inside this div that we have created, you can see that this H1 is inside opening div and closing div. So H1 is a child to this div. So this div is a parent div and it has a child called H1. Bobby, are you with us? Bobby?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because this is very key. I want you to get this. Okay, so I know Semilore is back. So the next thing that we need to do is to, if you go back here and just type color, white. What this means is that everything
Sit down.
are they acting film here? This is well. All right, let's move on. Color white. This div that is opened and closed here is having a child inside it. In fact, a div can have so many children. A div can have a p tag that is called child2. Let me just type child2. A div can also allow you to put h2 tag inside it as well. Child3. You know, but all these texts are going to be white because we have the parents here, which is what we have given a star, has a background color of black, and all the text color should be white. Whatever is living inside this open div and closing div will automatically become white. So all these three HTML elements will become white. Let's go and test. Save it. Go back to the browser. Refresh the page. You can see that these three elements cannot live outside that div. They will all need to occupy that box and they will remain there. Because
But it didn't cite navigation.
you said? Yes, we have the navigation. We have the nav tag, which you can also
Now,
use.
what is the dot
That is
behind
I
before
don't
all
get.
those, like all those the
Sir,
Calm down. Let me listen to Semilore Munachi. I'm coming.
what is dots behind? What are those dots behind those the brackets? Like before you write H1.
The dots before I write H1.
Go back to HTML. There were like plenty dots before you wrote like all those H1 HTML. Okay, that's gone.
Okay. Yes. Munachi,
yes.
I'm going to remove this div. I'm going to remove this div. Do you understand H1, P tag, and H2? Do you understand this three?
I don't get from the hash DV and 1.
But I've taught you before, hash TV and 1. That's why I said you are going to watch it. You are going to watch this video again. Okay. The hash DV is the ID for the div. First things first, I want you to learn what I want to explain now. First, give me an answer. Do you understand H1, P tag, and H2 tag? Do you understand it?
Yes.
Okay. If we want to draw a black box around 3 of them, okay, you will just use div to wrap it. Open div. You see the div is closed. So the div is not wrapping them. So don't, instead of closing it here, just remove it. Come and close the div here so that it will wrap all of them. So H1, P tag, and H2 are now grouped inside this div. Do you understand it?
Up to that part, yes.
Okay. This div does not have any background color. So to give it a color, we have to give it a color and use it as style, we have to create an ID for it. Do you understand what ID? Do you understand ID?
No.
Is it a must for you to put hashtag before the div one?
Yes, you have to put hashtag before the div one. It means ID. All right, now, if you want to give color to an element in your HTML, you have to give the HTML element a name by typing ID, then give this div an identity, an identifier in your HTML. So since this is the first div that I have, I'm going to give it div1. So I have created a div and I gave it an identity called div1. Do you understand, Unachi?
Yes.
Okay. ID equals div1 is a name we have formulated for this div. All right. If you don't give an ID, you cannot use it inside style tag. This hash symbol here, I'm going to delete this. We want to give this our box a background color of black. If you go to style, style will ask you to bring your ID first before you can give it a color. So the name of our ID that we want to give a color is called div1. So we are going to tell style to use hash symbol for ID. So this means ID, then what is the name of the ID? div1, which is this guy over here that we want to give a background color. So style will check and say, okay, HTML has div1. So that means whatever color style you are using in my area will only affect div1. Then style allow you to open a curly brace like this and close it so that you can define your color here, what color you want, what style you want, everything, type them here. So what you need to do,
No, sir.
yes.
Are you having me on Monday?
Yes, I am.
Oh, please, I want you to explain this thing again. I don't care.
But you must watch this video again. Once I'm through, I'll forward it so you watch the video. Watch the video
Okay.
and follow the step as I'm doing it. So that when I come around, you can ask me a question. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right, so div1. So let's give it a background color. What is the name of the style for background color? Who can tell me the name that we can use to give a background color to div1? Yes? Anybody? Anybody? It is called background color. So initially we use black, right? Now let's use blue. Background color of our div should be blue. That is this div box. Then the text color, which is the color of all these writings, all these child elements inside it, should remain white. So we save it and go back.
Why does it have distance like the color of all these men in child 2, child 3?
The color is for the text, yes, all the text inside it. For background
Is it
color.
distant? Can't you write it like on top of it?
What do you mean on top?
Finish writing. You
What do you mean?
cannot. It make you finish writing the color. You cannot write like the other text.
This color. I don't understand, but let me just go to the page and share my screen so that you can see it. So this is our page. If you refresh, you can see the color is now blue and the text is now. The power of div is that if you put everything in a div, you can use div to, like if we center these 3 items now with only one code, all the 3 elements will move to the middle. Let's do that. Let's go and move elements, because div help you to group elements as one. All right. So the reason now, I'll tell you the reason why this is done. So now if you use text align, which means to move text, align it either to the left hand side, to the middle, or to the right. So if you use text align, you can actually move all the elements inside that div. Because we are working with this div 1, it will affect all its children, because it is the parent that is giving the control. So you see everything move to the middle. So you need to know how to put things inside div. Be storing all your tags, things that you know that are grouped together. Like for example, if you are making a movie, a Netflix website, and for a particular movie, the movie will have an image, it will have an image, it will have a movie name, it will have a button that has to do with what's it called? What's it called? Yes, rating. You see the rating, you see the price of the movie, then you see the button, all in a box. That box is a div. It's a div. Let's see if we have something like, okay, let's go to a website like Jumia. You can see this box now. You see this one box alone is a div. This box, this white box here is a div. Now let's look at another div again. You can see a div. This is a div. As I over my mouse, you can see each of the div is just responding. So there is an image, there is a H3 text, there is H2 text, and there is a P tag text. So you open a div here. You open a div here. Look at this box now. This box again is a div, because all the elements are together. On this other side is another div. So the moment you start using div to create items that are grouped as one, you can have so many text and images that are grouped as one, like this one as well. These are divs. These are divs. All my students are aware of this. They know how to create divs. Those who are ahead of you, they know how to use div to create things like this. So if I ask you to create an e-commerce website like this for me, use your image here, use your text here, use this, use a div, then you can duplicate the div, copy and paste a div that has image, text, buttons, and everything together. Copy and paste another one, copy and paste another one, change the image.
Sorry, but how do you shift it to the next line, like this shop from our collections?
Yes, you can use a BRO tag to break it. I have less than 1 minute. So when the class ends, thank you for joining us. So you can use a BRO tag here for now, because you guys are just learning. Use the BRO tag like so that the next one under it will move to the next line. The next one will move to the next line. Okay, so that means P tag will move to the next line, because break means break to the next line. After child 2, BR means break the next text beside it to the next line. Just like that. BR tag. I'm supposed to teach you table down and table row today, but that one is, the table will help you to put things in table rows and columns, rows and columns, rows and columns.